Hey YouTube, this is Orion making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. And also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. The other day I mentioned I was going to make a video on the pouches I make, and here I am doing it. I confess I am not much of a leather worker. I really am only a enthusiastic amateur at it. I try my best. I can do it reasonably well, but I don't confess to being really good at it. I get the results I like. I get the results that I need to do to get a reasonable product. It's not a finished, like a perfected finished product, but the stuff I produce is good enough for me. It looks reasonably well. It works and seems to last fairly well. My stitching's not the best. It's reasonably even, but it's not perfect. It is all hand stitched. I do this normal saddle stitch. If you look it up on YouTube, you'll find out it's just basically a running stitch, and you use 2 needles. Yeah, I do it all by hand. It's laborious, but I get the best results out of it. Yeah, I enjoy the tactile feel of doing leather work, but after a while it does eventually wear on you because it does take so long to do it. It is also expensive because you have to buy the leather. I have been getting this. This was an offcut upholstery leather. Cost me $40, $50 for quite a large piece. And as you can see, I've still got a fair bit left over, enough to do some more pouches. But that one $50 piece of leather got all this, and I've got a heap more little pouches that I'm not going to show, and some offcuts. I've also bought some other pieces, just offcuts and whatnot, just to do little bits and pieces, these little pouches, some slip cases and whatnot. The main things I do with the offcuts is this sort of thing. Just cut out, this is little bits of suede. You can go to like this places like Spotlight and buy little bags of offcuts for about $6. And they're about the size of your hand for all the bits and pieces of offcuts, a lot smaller, some about the size of your hand. And you can cut them out that fit into the tin just to stop it from all rattling. And I tend to put, there's a bottom piece in the bottom, put a bit of amadou if you can get it in anymore. I'm not even trying to get them in because I'm on a watch list now. But yeah, instead of doing the amadou, just put another piece of leather in there and stops everything from rattling. And if you can get it to sit in there, it's not hard. You just put the tin lid down on the piece, press it down, it puts a mark on it, then cut it out with a pair of scissors and close it up. Pretty well stops everything. This I didn't make. An old mate from Gympie made this up, and I used it as a pattern to make up an original pouch. That one. It didn't really work out exactly the same, so I made it a little bit bigger, and then just in variations in the thickness of the pouch. So that was my first pouch. But if you actually notice, that tinderbox will actually slip in there, if I can get it to go. It'll slide in there, no dramas, and seal up. So that's its home. That's what I store that in. So that's my idea of that there. Well, anyway, that's that one. So this one hasn't got anything in it at the moment. Not sure what I'm going to use that one for. I bought another pouch a while ago and then drew out the pattern and then made this up. This is another variation of the drawstring pouch. Again, pretty easy pattern. Just stitch it up, put a couple of holes in it, put a drawstring on it with a toggle, and worked out really well. So those two there, not sure what I'm going to do with them yet, but I made them up. I will eventually put a small fire steel in them, and we'll go from there. So they're those two done. A large Sammy coffee bag. This is the largest pouch I've made so far. I put my latest striker in there. It's got a whole heap of stuff. Fits a lot of gear in there. So yeah, I just got my latest striker. Came in the mail yesterday. I don't even. Oh, the striker could be over somewhere else. But anyway, that was the I can't even remember what striker it was. Oh, the beaded, the beaded and laced striker. So that's that one. That one was a good one, but it took a lot of stitching and it fit really well. Turned out really well. That drawstring is only a quick fix. I've got some more of this braided line coming in, so I'm going to do that later on. Yeah, I like that pouch. It's a good pouch. It takes a lot of work to make them up because of the amount of stitching it does. These ones are actually my preferred one, but I actually prefer the bigger style. As you can see, there are three sizes to them. This is the biggest, a little bit smaller, and the smallest. I prefer the bigger one. You can fit everything you need in it. It's just a drawstring, takes no stitching, and they draw out, and you can fit a whole heap of gear in there. I've got this is my dragon head. Striker in there. Again, just using the leather to make up all the different pouches and for all the different bits that I need to do. And I put, that one's got flint in it. I'm sure I've got another piece of flint in there as well. This is just another variation. It's a slipcase, so I won't undo there. It's just stitched down there, and you drop your flint in there and then seal it off there so it won't fall out. So that's just a variation on this on it. This one's a trifold, so you undo it there and the flint goes in and then you tie it up. But this is the biggest one, and it's my preferred one now, but it takes a lot of leather because it's a lot larger size. But you just draw it up, if you can get it all in there. Draw it all up in there, and then pinch it up with the toggle. Get it all nice and neat. And that's the pouch. And that's just a variation on the drawstring pouch. And I often use that pattern to make the oilskin pouches as well. And I actually have an oilskin pouch inside there as well. So that's got the idea of that is to use the oilskin pouches as tinder pouches. So that's got everything you need as a fire kit. That's a one-stop shop fire kit, ready to go, flint and steel kit, ready to go. And these are just variations on the fire, on that. Again, everything you need, all in there. It's all included. So a variation on the drawstring. But this one here is just got just the tinders. I would normally include the fire steel in a different, that would have the tinders, then I'd have the fire steel in a slipcase. For instance, this one, I will undo this one, because that is this one's accompanying fire steel, a tinder bag, and that's just a slipcase for that. So again, just a slipcase, goes down in there, and then you just put that through there and tie it off, and away you go. And then that goes in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that goes in there, and then that and that goes together, and away you go. That's all, that kit's sorted out. And again, this is just another variation. This one is a full tinder kit. Again, got all different variations. This one's got, this is a whole kit, because that was that tinder kit that Mark from Beaver Bushcraft sent me, and I've got the olive mead FS3 or FS2 in there, and then that's got a flint in it, tinder, char cloth, all the other bits and pieces, all in there. And I found I actually could fit it all in that medium-sized drawer bag, all in there again. You just have to draw it up, use the toggle to fit it all in there and draw it up. Again, another slipcase. This one I didn't worry about trying to seal it off. That one goes on there. Because it was fairly tight. It that was curly-tailed R-type from Beaver Bushcraft. Just a little slipcase. Goes in there. All done. Again, another slipcase. You undo that, and that's one of my latest strikers, the Pro Grade Moab. You undo that, it comes out. Again, all done. just all undo. If you can get it all undone. One of the tonteldoos that I make up, just a trifold, just a fold up, tie it up. Too easy. With the trifolds, they are very easy to make. Probably one of the easiest ones to make up. I just use a little bit of leather thong around it. Simple wallet type. Just again, more tonteldoos. That one's got my rope lighter in it and 1700s tinderbox with a magnifying glass in a suede protective case, but the tinderbox will eventually get tinder in it, so the suede protection for the magnifying glass will eventually find another home. But that trifold wallet is just another one, and that's about it. That's yeah, I've been busily making up leather work there, just to complement all my different kits and whatnot. I just wanted to show what sort of leather work I've been doing lately. As I said, I'm not a really professional leather worker. I just I enjoy doing it, but yeah, everything's pretty rough and ready when I do it. I just make up as I go along, and yeah, just wanted to show you the sort of bits and pieces I make up as I go. But anyway, I hope you find this interesting, and thanks for watching.